up, everybody? Hey, every single year we hold a large fundraiser for the Utah Foster Care Foundation. We love our friends at the Utah Foster Care Foundation. They provide a life-saving mission for kids that are going through a really rough time. As part of our fundraiser, I hold a private invite-only Hypercar reveal for those that have donated to our charity campaign. And I'm excited to show you what we have in store for this year's Hypercar reveal. For those that didn't get to see or won't get to see this event live in person, I encourage you to donate to us next time so that you can get that private invitation to our event. But let's walk through some of these cars and I'll show you exactly what we've got. Okay, so this charity event is actually the first time that my Pagani Huayra Roadster Tempesta package will be shown to the public in person. We've made a number of videos about it. However, y'all haven't seen this thing. I am excited for the reaction because this car is absolutely insane. This will be front and center at our charity event. So the garage is kind of stacked right now, if I'm being totally honest. It hasn't been much better than this moment right now. You know that when this car is kind of the low man on the totem pole. This is a Lamborghini Storado that I have twin turboed, has right around 1,600 horsepower. I have driven this through rain and snow and sleet and mountains and rocks, and it's just been a solid rock star trooper. But you know, this is sitting here in the garage. It might be the fastest car in the garage, actually, although we haven't gotten to these over here yet. Okay, so we've got the Huayra, we've got the Storado twin turbo guy. Here is a really special car. Follow me here. This is a one of two Grigio Titanio Ferrari LaFerrari. This is one of the rarest specs that you will ever see on a LaFerrari. So the LaFerrari is obviously Ferrari's hypercar, right? So it came out in 2015. I think in 2025, they're gonna have another hypercar. 2005, they had the Enzo. It is a great honor. Garage 173, if you're not following him, follow him. These guys are so nice and so charitable. Once they found out we were doing this for the Foster Care Foundation, they're like, how can we help? They offered up their LaFerrari. I mean, look guys, this is, I don't know, how many millions of dollars is this car? It's like 3, 4, 5 million bucks. Like it's an extraordinarily expensive car, but I have driven one of these before. Off the chain. Okay guys, and you know, one of my most exciting acquisitions in the last 12 months is actually sitting over my right shoulder right here. This might look like your average Lamborghini Murcielago, which just saying average is kind of a ridiculous thing to say. However, this, to my knowledge, is the lowest mileage LP640 manual roadster. There's only 10 in the United States. This guy has a really unique spec. I think it is stunningly gorgeous. If you've followed me for a while, you'll know that red interiors are my favorite interiors, but look at this guy right here. Oh man, this thing is butter. I have been driving it around, even in the Utah weather, and this is one of the best cars I've ever driven. I absolutely love it. When your six-figure stroker motor Supra with a single big turbo is like the least exciting car in the garage, you know that you have an unbelievably sick garage. So come here and follow me over here. I bought this car from Lambo Jesus in Arizona, and it is the cleanest Supra on the face of planet Earth. Check this thing out. Look at this engine bay. Like you can literally eat off of this engine bay. That's how clean it is. This is the 3.4 liter stroker motor. This setup right here, I mean, look how clean this is. The engine bay is just spotless. These amazing, you know, carbon bits. We just had 2JZ Motorsports go through the whole thing. Now it's got boost by gear, traction control. This thing is an absolute screamer. It put down 1,262 horsepower to the rear wheels, so roughly 1,400 horsepower crank. This is a car we get to drive every day. The top comes off. Again, it's a manual transmission. I love, love, love this car. And this is my very first JDM car. So this is a way to start off in the JDM world. My homies at Curated, Gabe, you know who you are, and the fantastically philanthropic owner of this vehicle. This is an Apollo IE. This car has never set foot in Utah or anything like it for that matter. This is an $8 million hypercar of the hyperist order, okay? I've never even seen something like this. Walk with me, let's look at some of the details on this thing. You can see the tinted carbon it kind of changes from like a normal, normal carbon fiber color. It has kind of a green tint in it. It looks like an alien spacecraft, okay? There's just wings and ridges kind of all over this thing. You can tell it's like purpose built though, right? Because like there's a certain beauty in it, but it's also kind of wild and crazy. Like look at down here. Have you ever seen a rear diffuser like that? It's almost disconnected from the car. I mean, it is like full-blown race car, these BBS lightweight mags. I mean, look, I actually don't even know how to get in the car. Like, I don't know where the door handle is. Like, how do you get in here? You have this big roof scoop up here. I mean, also exposed carbon. You can barely see it. You can barely make it out because the paint job, like, they just did a fantastic job on getting this car done in what can only be described as like crazy spec. But the owner actually takes this car on the track. Come here and check this out. There's rubber up underneath this. He's tracking an $8 million hypercar. This is an owner that I love. Dude, I love it when people actually take their fast cars out and use them for what they were intended for.
All right, today's the day of the event, and that means we're loading all these guys up. So first to go is the LaFerrari. We're gonna get that guy loaded up, and then we're gonna get the Apollo Evo, which is right behind. We'll get those guys down there, and then depending on weather, we're gonna actually drive the Murcielago. It's a little bit snowy, so we'll see how that goes, but we'll probably drive the Murcielago as well as the Pagani down to the event, just because, you know, Ron drives these things in the snow all the time, so it's not any different today. I mean, just between these two cars, you're dealing in like the $11-12 million range in two cars. Fun stuff. Let's get these things loaded up.
And you got to be really careful when you shut the door, otherwise the mirror might fall off. See that?
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
There's a console up the top there with 4 buttons. There's, I think it's the parking brake, the hazard, and then the 2 buttons in front of it. If you push them, it'll blow the side panels off it. You're like, why would you put the button to blow the side panels off next to the parking brake?
All right, I feel like we just need to thank Matt one more time. Matt, you flew all the way out here just to move this car 50 feet last week. And Matt flew all the way back because he's like the only guy that has the pedigree to do this. And he flew back all the way to Utah this week just to move it back onto the truck. So, Matt, you are a rock star.
Anytime, buddy.
Thank you, bro.
Anytime.
Listen, I didn't want to touch the LaFerrari. I'll leave that one to you.
Thanks, man. This thing is awesome.
Yeah, how's it been?
It's
good
like,
time?
It's like if a 911 was a sedan.
Yeah.
There's just something about hypercars in the snow, and we're no stranger to it here. Okay, next on is the Apollo. This thing looks so crazy. But now we need to drive the Murcielago Roadster down to the event, as well as the Pagani. So we are going to take both the Murcielago and the Pagani out in the snow to make it to the event. This is really dumb. There have been many firsts that have happened while I've been with Ron. And now we're driving a Murcielago Roadster top off in a snowstorm, tailed by a Pagani Huayra Roadster Tempesta, a Porsche Dakar, and a Lamborghini Serato. And we're having a great time. This is not normal. The drive is going fantastic. I think it's actually aerodynamic enough that all of the snow is actually just going right over the top of the car. Regardless, we're getting like a million looks and everybody thinks we're like the biggest idiots on the road. Probably because we are. snowstorm drive went fantastic. Every car made it safe. It definitely got sketchy. Look at this thing. Woo, that's hot. It definitely got sketchy in the Mercy for a few miles because it was like dumping. And now we're just staging all of the cars for the event. Zach Brell is shooting some photos. Gabe's helping move around some cars. And now we have a bunch of cars that have actually never been in the state here at the hangar. This is unreal. It's gonna be a sick event.
Yo guys, we're just about to kick off our charity event for Utah Foster Care. Our homies Heavy D and I think Diesel Dave have just pulled up in their Blackhawk helicopter. Man, I love how these guys make an entrance. Oh, my brother.
Still got it
So
braided,
good to see you. All right, guys. Dave has been so kind as to offer up his Blackhawk helicopter to take the foster kids on rides around the sky in the helicopter. It's so sick. So I announced at the start of this that we were about 10 grand short of hitting our goal to send all of the foster kids to their big, start of school week-long, what is it? A week-long camp. Yeah, okay. So Dave stepped up and he heard that and he stroked a check for the remaining balance that we needed to send all the foster kids to summer camp. Dude, I love this guy. The charity, everything, it's phenomenal.